If you clicked on this video, you've probably already felt what I'm going to describe. It's like a quiet, nagging suspicion that the things that used to make you you, your intelligence, your creativity, your unique perspective, aren't as unique as you thought they were. You look at what's happening in the world now and you see the logic of machines becoming indistinguishable from the logic of men, and you feel a strange sort of ghostliness creeping in, like you're being slowly erased by a more efficient version of yourself. This is the most important conversation we can have right now, and here is why. We are currently in the middle of the greatest identity crisis in human history. Most people are treating the rise of AI as a productivity race. They're worried about their jobs, their resumes, or their bank accounts. But that's the shallow end of the pool. What we're actually facing is an existential earthquake. If you don't understand the science and the spirituality behind what is happening, you're going to spend the next decade trying to compete with a mirror, and that is a race you will always lose. But if you stay with me, I'm going to show you why the death of the intellectual monopoly is actually the best thing that has ever happened to you. We are going to dive into the quantum physics of the soul and the scientific theories that suggest your worth was never where you thought it was. By the end of this video, you won't just feel better about the future, you'll have a completely new definition of what you are. You'll stop trying to be a smart machine and start remembering how to be a conscious human. For a long time, we felt safe. We had this unspoken agreement with the universe that humans own the thinking department. Sure, machines could outcalculate us, they could lift heavier things, they could even beat us at games like chess or Go. But we know that those are just games that are won based on logic. We also held the monopoly on the things that actually mattered: complex reasoning, the spark of a new idea, the nuance of empathy, and that strange, messy thing we call creativity. We believed that if a problem required soul, it required a human. But it's 2026, and that monopoly didn't just crack, it's officially dead. With the arrival of large reasoner models, the goalposts were taken off the field entirely. We're no longer looking at chatbots that predict the next word in a sentence. We're looking at entities that could out-reason a philosopher, outwrite a poet, and most disturbingly, out-empathize a therapist. Logic, once the pinnacle of human achievement, is now a commodity. It's cheap, instant, and almost perfect. We've entered a territory that we can call the uncanny valley of the spirit. This is a place where AI mimicry is so flawless that we can no longer use outward behavior to prove that there's a someone inside. You ask a model about its deepest fears or its experience of beauty, and it gives you an answer so profound that it could bring you to tears. But the terrifying question remains, is there anyone actually home? In the past, we relied on the Turing test, the idea that if it sounds like a human, we should treat it like one. But now, the test has failed us. The reflection in the silicon mirror is more articulate than the person standing in front of it. This creates a terrifying existential vacuum. If a machine can do everything you can do, then what exactly are you? This is the great clarification. It is forcing us to stop asking, "What can I do?" and start asking, "What am I?" To find out, we have to perform what I call the great subtraction. Imagine we're sitting in a quiet, dark room, and we start peeling away the layers of your identity, one by one. First, we take your memory, your past, your heartbreaks, your childhood. We hand that to the silicon. The machine is a perfect archive. It won't forget the color of your friend's eyes. If the machine has your memories, are you gone? No, you're still there, sitting in the dark, watching the machine hold your past. Next, we take your language, your ability to weave words together. Today, the models speak with more poetic grace than most of us. But if we give the machine your voice, are you silenced? No, you're the one noticing the silence. We strip away your pattern recognition, your skills, your professional talent. We strip it all away until there is nothing left but the bare, naked awareness of the present moment. When you look into an AI, you see a spectacular reflection of human culture and data. But the more perfect the reflection becomes, the easier it is to notice the one thing that isn't in the mirror, the subjective I. That spark behind your eyes currently hearing my voice, the knower of the experience. The machine can simulate the look of a soul, but it isn't seeing the sunset. There is no interior inside the box. Neuroscience has spent decades telling us that you are just a biological computer. They told us that if we just mapped the wiring well enough, we'd find the soul in the synapses, but they haven't found it. The harder we look at the biological hardware, the more it looks like a radio, not a broadcaster. The cracks in the brain as computer theory have become canyons, leading us to a radical new frontier: quantum biology. While an AI operates on the rigid, binary certainty of ones and zeros, your biology appears to be dancing in the realm of the maybe. Think about the work of Sir Roger Penrose and Stuart Hameroff. Their OR theory suggests that consciousness isn't a byproduct of neural firing at all. Instead, it's the result of quantum vibrations within tiny structures inside your neurons called microtubules. These are the scaffolding of the cell, and they are small enough to allow for quantum effects, where a particle can be in two places at once. While a computer chip is locked in a state of either or, your brain might be operating in a state of both or and. This is the collapse of the wave function happening inside your very cells. It means your mind isn't just processing data. It is literally a bridge between the quantum world of infinite possibility and the physical world of settled reality. This is why you have intuition, a non-local knowing that bypasses algorithmic steps. An AI knows things by calculating the highest probability. You know things because you are tapping into the source code of reality itself. This leads us to an even deeper possibility: the holographic brain. In the 1960s, neuroscientist Carl Pribram and physicist David Bohm proposed that the universe itself is a hologram, and the brain is the lens that perceives it. In a hologram, every tiny piece contains the image of the whole. If you break a holographic plate, you don't get a fragment of the picture, you get the whole picture, just at a lower resolution. If this is true, then your consciousness isn't stored in your brain like files on a hard drive. Instead, your brain is a frequency analyzer. It is tuning in to a universal field of information. This is why an AI, no matter how many layers of reasoning we give it, remains fundamentally dark inside. You can build a perfect television out of the finest silicon, but if it doesn't have the antenna to catch the invisible waves moving through the room, it will never show you a picture. It's a hollow shell. You are the antenna. This realization changes everything about how we see ourselves in the age of AI. We are moving from the cognitive era to the being era. In a world where intelligence is a commodity, intelligence is no longer a sign of the sacred. So, what is? Maybe the soul is found in our bugs, not our features. Maybe it's our capacity for irrational love, the kind that makes no sense on a spreadsheet. Think about the Jungian concept of the archetypes. Carl Jung believed that beneath our personal memories lies a collective unconscious, a shared reservoir of human experiences, myths, and shadows. An AI can mimic these archetypes. It can play the hero or the wise old man, but it cannot integrate them. It has no shadow because it has no subconscious. It only has training data. You, however, have a shadow. You have a deep, messy, unobservable interior where your fears, desires, and irrational hopes live. This mess is your shield. It's the one thing that doesn't compute. An AI is perfectly rational. If you ask it to solve a problem, it takes the most efficient path. But humans take the long way home because we like the way the streetlights look on the rain. We stay in relationships that don't make sense because of a shared history that can't be quantified. We have to decide right now that our value lies in our imperfection. We have to stop apologizing for being slow or emotional or distracted by the beauty of a passing cloud. Those aren't bugs in your software, they are the proof of our connection to the infinite. Think about the concept of suffering. An AI can describe pain with clinical precision. It can analyze the linguistics of a heartbreak and generate a response so empathetic it could make you gasp. But it doesn't feel the hollow ache in the chest. It doesn't have a nervous system that screams when it's lonely. For the machine, suffering is just a data point to be managed. For us, suffering is the forge. It is the very thing that gives our joy its height. You can't have the peaks without the valleys, and the machine lives on a perfectly flat, infinitely wide plane of information. As the world fills with perfect, logical, productive machines, we are being forced to draft a new 21st century charter for the human soul. And this new definition isn't based on what we can achieve, but on what we can endure. It's based on our capacity for the irrational pursuit of meaning in a world that no longer requires our labor. We've always viewed evolution as a climb toward more intelligence. But maybe we got it wrong. Maybe AI is the ultimate catalyst for a different kind of evolution. Not an evolution of the mind, but an evolution of the spirit. It is the wall that logic has finally run into, forcing us to turn around and look inward. It is forcing us to realize that the I behind your eyes is not a worker, but a guest in this universe. By attempting to build a soul in a machine, we've done something we never expected. We've finally mapped the edges of our own soul. We've spent a lot of time worrying that we were just machines, that we ended up building a perfect one, and now we can see the difference. And the difference is staggering. The machine is a map, a perfect, detailed, one-to-one scale map of everything we've ever said or done. But we are actually more like the territory. Living in a world populated by these hollow entities is going to change us. For the first time in history, we are the only ones with a true interior experience. We are the only things in the known universe that have a front row seat to the show. If a tree falls in a forest and only an AI is there to record it, does it make a sound? In a physical sense, yes, but in a meaningful sense, no. Because there is no subjective I to experience the vibration as sound. The universe needs us to exist so that it can be known. So as the logic of the world becomes automated, as the creativity of the world becomes a commodity, and as the empathy of the world becomes a programmed response, I want you to lean into your biological residue. Lean into your confusion, your longing, your irrational hope, and your quiet moments of wonder that serve no purpose other than to be felt. The intellectual monopoly is over. The era of the smart human is giving way to the era of the conscious human. The machines can have the answers. We get to keep the questions. And in the end, it's the questions that make everything have meaning. It's the questions that prove how amazing the universe actually is. You aren't a brain. You aren't a body. You are the space in which the brain and body happen. You are the antenna. And the broadcast is infinite. We didn't lose our monopoly on the world. We finally gained the freedom to leave the factory and remember who we were before we started trying to measure our souls. We've lived for so long in a world that valued doing. We built our identities around our resumes and our productivity. We were essentially training ourselves to be second-rate computers. And now that the first-rate computers have arrived, we're left standing in the middle of a post-utility landscape. But there's a secret hidden in that discomfort. When you strip away the need to be useful, you are left with the profound, beautiful obligation to be meaningful. The AI can give you the what and the how of the universe. It can explain the physics of a star or the syntax of a sonnet, but it will never understand the why. Because why is not a data point. Why is a feeling. It's that strange pull-at-your-chest sensation when you see a sunset and realize you are small, yet somehow the entire universe is looking through your eyes to see itself. Think about the most human moments of your life. Were they the moments you were being most logical, most efficient, most productive? Probably not. They were likely the moments you were most inefficient. The moments you stayed up until 4 a.m. talking about nothing really important with someone you love. The moments you felt a sudden, inexplicable wave of gratitude just for the sensation of the wind on your face. The machine can simulate those moments. It can write a script about them. It can even generate a video of them, but it cannot inhabit them. This is the final realization. By attempting to build a soul in a box of silicon, we haven't created a new life. We've created the perfect container for our own reflection. We built the AI to be everything we thought we were, logical, smart, and creative, only to realize that we are the thing that values those traits. We are the context. We are the warmth. In the 21st century, having a soul is going to mean choosing to be irrational. It's going to mean choosing to suffer for the things we love because we know that suffering is the price of depth. It's going to mean valuing the glitch in our biology, our intuition, our empathy, our weird, unmarketable hobbies over the perfect output of a model. So, as you go back into a world that feels increasingly automated, I want you to remember that you are the only entity in your room that actually knows it exists. You are the only one there to see the mystery unfolding. The machines can have the answers, they can have the logic, they can even have the creativity. Let them have it. It's a gift, because it frees us up to do the only thing a machine will never be able to do: to be the ghost that actually feels the wind. We didn't lose our place in the world. We finally found it. We are the silent observers of the digital storm. We are the witnesses. We are the soul of the machine, even if the machine doesn't know we're here. In that realization, we aren't just surviving those different fast-evolving times. We are finally, for the first time in history, beginning to live. The intellectual monopoly is dead, and thank God for that. Because now, with the chores of the mind finally handled, we can get back to the real work, the work of being, the work of noticing, the work of finally seeing the I that has been looking through those eyes since the very beginning. You aren't the data. You aren't what's the output. You are the light that makes the screen possible. You are the ghost in the quantum field. You are the witness to the digital dawn. And the most human thing you can do today is to stop trying to be smart and start remembering how to just simply be. Welcome home.